All right, so I'm watching this video, and it is called "Taking the 150,000 UPS Buyout." It's hard to pass up amid layoffs. 7,500 workers look to quit jobs. That is on a channel that I'm watching now. And what struck me was $150,000 as a buyout at a young age. Now I'm going young, right? So knowing what I know now at 60 years old, if I was young and somebody offered me that, I don't know what you say, how you qualify for that. Do you have to be there so many years, or is this just given if you want to take it? And this is what they're offering. Now, if they're offering that to me and they say, hey, we give you $150,000 a buyout, you out, and we're going to pay you that. At a young age, I would take that because I've always done side hustles, right? So I would be thinking in my young mind that I'm going to open up an RV and a boat detail service. I'll have the money, I'll have all the equipment, and I will be in the right place to make something like that happen, because you take what's around you and you adapt to it. So for me, it would be, because I live in an area where RVs and boats are popular, right? That would be what I would get myself into with that money. I would take that buyout in a heartbeat, and I would flip it, put it in the bank. I only got to spend so much in thousands for the equipment that I need, right? And I would just look, because I used to do it, right? And I remember while in the Navy, I would always do side hustles, and I made good money from it while I was in the Navy. But the Navy was my main bread and butter. This was something that I got into as I got stationed in different places, and I just looked around and I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. When you get off work, I can go out, party and drink and all that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, I did some of that. But when I got stationed in certain areas, I took it serious to make money while I was there, right? Some places I couldn't do it, but some places I could. So if I was in Florida, Texas, let's see, when I was stationed in Guam, places like that, those gave me the ability to open up my side hustle streams, and I was able to make money while I was stationed in these places, and it was paying well, right? The business was there. As long as I was around and available, the business was there. Also, cleaning isn't bad. You can be the main guy. I know people that's doing that right now that uh, are the head. They're in the front of the business, and they have people under them that they manage. They don't even go around because their crew is so tuned into knowing what to do on a regular basis. The only thing they do is they just sit back and they go out and get more business. That is what they do. They go out and get more business while their workers are taking care of the rest and making good money. So 150,000, I could do that as a startup, right? But like I said, I would have to be, either the person that I'm with would have to be on board with me and willing to sacrifice as well. But I think I'll sit down and make sure they understand. But if I'm by myself, oh yeah, 150 grand. You can find people at the UPS facility that's also getting that, have a meeting, and then come to grip and say, hey, can we take our money and put it together and make a trust bond with each other? And you got, man, what's popular right now? The gig economy, right? So if the gig economy is popular, and it takes so many hundreds of thousands to actually open up and invest in your own gig company, you can get people on board with you and do just that, right? 150 grand does not mean it could just be you and by yourself. You could take that 150 grand and find some more people, get in tune with them, hash it out, really sit down and lock yourself in a room and talk for hours and try to figure out what can we do with this money to flip and open up our own success, right? 150 grand times 4. That's that's close to $500,000. If that can't get you something open on as a team, man, there's so many things that you can do. If you don't think about just yourself, what that 150 grand means, Think about what it means if you take that money and put it together with others. That is what a lot of people do. They form their own little unity and they take all their money, they put it together and they go for it, right? Why would you want to pass up on something like that and just keep making deliveries when you know how the game is already? You see videos of people that are complaining, getting stuck with all that package in their truck, getting stuck with all those deliveries they got to make from sun up to sundown. When you can take 150 grand, the company is giving this to you, and you can just put it together with another crew and open up something. All it takes is the money. Money is what it takes to make things happen. Like Eddie Murphy said in life, it was funny and we all loved it, but the thing he said, capital connections, that was a message, right? That's a message. When you got capital connections, you can get yourself in a lot of doors, a lot of places. People only see green. That's the only color that matters. And if you come up with a good plan, you can make that work. So 150 grand, I would be finding people that are thinking about taking that, and I want to know, hey, let's have a meeting. What do you want to do with your 150? Because this is what I got up my sleeve. And if you're willing to take that chance with me, hey, I'm in. Let's go. Get your money. Get that and make it work. Don't stay somewhere and pass up on that, because think about if you pass up on that and then you come to find out before it's in writing and you turn it down and something happens to you, right? Something happens to you while you on the road with UPS. Something happens to you. You on the road, so let's just say an accident happens and they find you liable for it. You had a chance to get 150 grand and walk away, and now because something happened out there on the road, because let's face it, that's why we call them accidents, but they tell you it's your fault, and UPS holds a grudge. Now you just lost your 150 grand that you could have got. Some things, when it's right there on you and it's on your plate, don't be afraid to eat it. Don't be afraid to eat it. I'll be out. 150 grand, I'll find me a crew. It's got to be more than one person that's feeling the same way I feel at that company. And we going to put our money together. Oh, I do it myself. 150 grand, like I say, can still work for me personally. If I'm single, it works for me. I will make that happen. Open up something small and open up something that's legit, and it will make money. You get your money back. So with that said, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Peace.